to that. So I think most of that, I think even Chiranjeevi's, I mean, it's what was that film with Sridevi and Jagadik Vidar? It stuck with, when I watched it in Jagadamba 70 fucking blew my mind. Like, you know, a top seat. Jagdamba is still one of my favorite. I mean, and also like when that Amresh Puri comes from the helicopter, that helicopter shot of the coming in, fucking, it was like a, you know, it was like they were using visual design to communicate it. I don't, even, you might not agree with everything which is shown, but it's still very powerful. Like, it stayed with me for sure. Like, yeah, I only watched Telugu cinema. Like, I have my family, a large portion of them are obsessed with cinema. Like, even today, I think one day film is a very common occurrence. So they watch like any film which comes, any Telugu film which is there, there's always watching it. So I did watch a lot of, I think we didn't have, in my house, we didn't have cable. So I could only watch in theaters or Doordarshan when growing up. But in Kenya and all, Uganda, you didn't have, I mean, whatever VCRs used to come that I used to watch. But I used to watch quite a bit, yeah. I think aesthetic-wise, in Telugu cinema, definitely, Katir's all Premadesam, what is that with Sonali Bindre? I forget the name. Premikal Roju. All these movies, the thing is, for me, it's just not aesthetic. What I found very interesting about his work was he has this American like import, right? Like he's taking elements of like cyber cafes, culture of like this cool Loyola College hanging out. Like it's a fictionalized version of an American culture brought here. But I also thought like it is treated not like just misappropriating it. It felt like, okay, this could happen in India. It didn't feel like, oh, it's just like Archie's, for example. You can never associate that to being an Indian environment, right? But then he had this whole thing of like, so him, I also used to love, there used to be this cinematographer who made, he was also director from 80s, Balchandra. Sorry, not Balchandra. Balchandra's assistant, like Balu Mahendra. So Balu Mahendra's films I used to, I mean, I didn't know he was the filmmaker when I watched it. It's only much later did I recognize, or K. Vishwanath's films, I think definitely have that. They were also good technicians, right? The cinematographers in 70s and 80s, I think the technical knowledge is so precise, and there were also some of them are like mavericks, and then you see like that flair